Greetings, faculty of Dongcai University and members of the Dalian Teaching Bureau. My name is Drew Peoples, and I want to present with you my tablet initiative. So the reasoning behind this initiative is that in recent years, our students have been getting lower scores on their college English tests. Their grades are sufficient for the graduation requirement, but they are far below the national standard. Faculty here at Dongcai have decided that if we provide students with a classroom set of tablets, this is going to create a new and exciting learning environment for our students. So we have some goals here that will be accomplished through this initiative. So first, the most obvious one, getting those higher scores on the college English tests. Also increasing students' English proficiency and technology competency. We also hope that this is going to prepare students for studying and working abroad in English-speaking countries, as well as promoting good study habits. So we have some basic assumptions that we've made here. First off, we believe that mobile applications are going to be a better learning tool than just learning from a textbook. This is going to be much more engaging for our students and give them a better variety of material. We've also made this assumption that tablets are going to be a more effective educational tool than a smartphone. And there's a few bases for this assumption. First off, the tablet screen is considerably larger than that of a smartphone, so it's much easier for students to pay attention. Also, in the field of instructional technology, we believe in something called the medium is the message. Essentially, what this means is that even if the message, the content, is the same, the medium, the way that it's delivered, can change the impact of that message. So the content on both a tablet and the smartphone is exactly the same, but the medium, the way it's delivered, is different, and thus it's going to create a different learning environment for our students. Smartphones are more typically seen as an entertainment tool, whereas tablets are more of an instructional tool. Now, certainly tablets can also be seen as a means of entertainment, but I think it's much easier to link this towards education than a smartphone is. And then finally, it's much easier to monitor what students are doing on a tablet than a smartphone. The reasoning behind this being that the smartphones are owned by the students, so they can have whatever applications they want on that, including social media. Whereas the tablet, we get to decide what material is on there. So this is going to take place over an 18-week semester. Our students have 3 two-hour English courses every week, a writing class, literature, and oral English. So basically the way this is going to be done is that we have 10 classes that are going to be randomly chosen. These 10 classes are going to be split into 2 groups. One group will use tablets, one group will use smartphones. And we're going to pair up classes depending on their previous scores in their English classes. So here are some evaluation questions that you all are probably pondering that I would like to address. First off, you might be thinking, well, what is going to be the total cost of this classroom set of tablets? So I've done some simple math here. So we have 5 of these classes that will be using the tablets. There's approximately 30 students in a class, so that's 150 students. If we multiply that by 400 RMB, which is the cheapest Xiaomi tablet that I could find, this comes to a total of 6,000 RMB for this initiative. So then, well, what measures are we going to take to make sure these tablets are properly handled? If we're spending this money, obviously we don't want it to go to waste. So how do we ensure this? Well, we make sure that students sign a waiver at the beginning of the initiative. Basically what this waiver says is that they are responsible for any damages they might cause to the tablets. And then finally, what mobile applications are they going to be using during this initiative? Here are just a few examples of suggestions that I've made. First off, we have Zoho, which is an online word processor that students can collaborate with their classmates. We have Pleco, which is an English to Chinese dictionary that will be very helpful for vocabulary. And then we have Memrise, which is an online application where students can take different small English classes that can help them with things such as grammar and speaking. So we have 4 methods of how we are going to collect data for this initiative. First off, we have the students' grades from previous English courses, which is data that we already have access to at this time. Next, we have an electronic survey that is going to be sent to students through WeChat using a program called DL Pay. This survey will be sent to them both at the beginning and the end of the initiative. We have formal observations of the teachers and students that is going to be done by evaluators from the Dalian Teaching Bureau, and then we have interviews of the teachers from those same evaluators. Here is just a sample of what the student survey looks like. This is for our impact on technology, and basically the idea here is we want to see how much of an influence technology has on our students' education. And again, this is going to be a survey they take both at the beginning and end of this tablet initiative. We also have open-ended interview questions that the evaluators will be asking the teachers. An example of this is, what is your greatest difficulty in using technology in the classroom? So then the purpose of these interviews is we want to get an idea of how comfortable teachers are in using technology in their classrooms. So then how do we analyze this data once we've collected it? Well, the quantitative data, which we get from the student surveys, is quite easy because through DL Pay, we can simply put the data into pie charts and bar graphs for further analysis. The qualitative data that we get from the observations and interviews is a little more complicated, but we're using a program called Navivo. Essentially what we're going to do is evaluators are going to type up the transcripts of the interviews and of these observations, and then encode this into Navivo. Through encoding it, they can see certain trends between the interviews and observations, and then hold team meetings between the evaluators for further discussion about how to improve the initiative for future reference. So thank you so much for taking the time to listening about my proposal here on this tablet initiative. Please feel free to send me an email at drpeople@ncsu.edu, or you can simply give me a call at 135-9173. Again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day, and hope to hear from you all soon.